Hi, in this video we'll be looking at how to solve an equation that has a radical in it. So, in order to solve an equation with a radical in it, we first have to isolate the radical. So in order, in this case, to isolate the radical, we have this 3 right here. We don't want it there. So since it's added, we have to take it away from both sides. So we get here that negative 5 radical x is equal to 2 minus 3, which gives us negative 1. Alright, so now what we have going on here, negative 5 root x, if we square this, we'll get rid of the radical. And why did I say square it? Why not cube it? Why not raise it to the 4th power? Well, what you're looking at is the the number, the index right here. So since there is no number written here, we know that automatically it's a square root. So in order to get rid of the radical, we have to square this whole thing. But whatever you do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So we get on the left side 25, and it's positive 25 because when you square a negative number, it does become positive. So 25x is equal to positive 1. Again, we square a number, it becomes positive. Therefore, x is equal to 1 over 25. And we can just test this out if we're not sure that we're right. So let's do a quick check over here. So if we have 3 minus 5 over the square root of 1 over 25, do we actually get 2? Well, the square root of 1 over 25 is 1 over 5, and our 5's would cancel, so 3 minus 1 is in fact 2. So it looks like we're right. Cool. So that one wasn't so bad because we didn't have an x over on this side. It gets a little bit harder if we do have an x over on this side, so let's try another example. Okay, so in this example, we're solving for a, not x, but as you can see, there is a variable over on this side as well as over here. So it's going to make it a slightly bit harder, and that's okay. So again, the first step is always to isolate that radical. So in this case, the radical is a plus 7. It's under the radical. It doesn't matter what's under the radical as long as we're isolating it. So we take 5 away from both sides, and we get that radical a plus 7 is equal to a minus 5. Now at this point, again, we can see here that we have the square root sign, which means that in order to get rid of that square root, we have to square that side, and so we have to also square this side. So we get on the left side, a plus 7 is equal to a minus 5 times a minus 5. So remember that when you're squaring this, you're not just squaring a and then squaring negative 5. You actually have to do first, outer, inner, last. You have to distribute everything. So we get a plus 7 is equal to first, so we have here a squared outer, that's minus 5a inner, so we have minus 5a once again, and last we have plus 25. So we have here a plus 7 is equal to a squared minus 10a plus 25. Now, at this point, we should recognize that this is a quadratic equation because we have highest exponent equal to 2. So since it's a quadratic, we want to make it equal to 0 so we can factor and solve. So I'm going to go ahead and take a from both sides and take 7 from both sides. Again, I'm lining up the like terms, and 7. So we get that 0 is equal to a squared minus 11a plus, and we have 25 minus 7, 18. So now we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you 18 and add to give you negative 11. And those two numbers are negative 9 and negative 2. When we factor, that's what we get. A minus 9 times a minus 2. And that's equal to 0. So now, either this has to be equal to 0 for us to give us an answer of 0, or this has to be equal to 0 to give us an answer of 0. So let's write that down. Either a minus 9 is 0, or a minus 2 is 0. Which means that a is 9 or a is 2. And if we do a check, we'll see that a is 9 or a is 2. Both of these work.